Morning, good morning.
Good
Okay.
morning. Now we're official.
Yeah, I should remember to do
Recorded.
that. I turn it off when I first jump on because sometimes I jump on about 10 minutes early just so I don't forget. How are you today?
I'm doing good. It's Monday.
It is. It's the last Monday of July, shockingly enough.
Indeed. Crazy.
I put today's topic is start your engines because we are really in crunch time now if we had any goals for 23 to complete.
Yes, I know. I mean, got to get positioned before school starts for those that, have kids still in school because it
Yeah.
should be coming in the next couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm so far removed from it. I don't even know when schools start anymore. I just remember when my kids were growing up, they had to be at the bus stop at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
It's just kind of crazy how early they had to be.
Yeah, I remember standing at the bus stop in the dark. Good morning,
Yeah.
April. April says good morning.
Hi, April.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, that was another. I think
Well, hi to April anyway. She'll
hi,
show
April.
up eventually.
No, making sure that I'm reading the right the right video.
Well, they're just happy you're here. When you're not here, that never happens. The people are out there watching, and I'm not saying anything to them because I can't multitask like that. Just can't do it. I get confused easily. Many screens opening up at the same time.
Well, I don't know that I do it well, but I do it. Did you have a good weekend? Did you garden?
I did not, I don't think. Oh no, I spent all day Saturday in front of the computer. And then I spent all day Sunday visiting with friends. And then when I got home, I was so damn tired. I just laid on the couch, tired and full. The food was great.
Awesome.
I was like in a what do they call in a food coma when I got home. I made it home, but I was tired.
What do we have going on this week?
Actually, this week is really quiet. Next week we have on the 7th, we have the business model canvas overview at 6 o'clock. We've got quite a few people registered for that. And then I know that we're loading up some more starting the second week in August, I believe. So we'll post those when we get those scheduled. Just time goes so fast.
I know it certainly does. Especially when you have such a it's going by fast and there's so many things to do in this very rich entrepreneurial ecosystem that we have here in Tampa.
Yeah. Never ceases to amaze me that the things that people are doing and the ideas they come up with for businesses just always, since I work for Bunker Labs, I have about 300 entrepreneurs in my program there. And so going through their list of businesses and the things that they have come up with to do, I mean, it mirrors what we see at Action Zone, actually. And it's just always exciting to see how somebody took an idea, a problem they had, or a problem they found, and make a business out of it. Or in the latest example that you introduced me to, actually, is taking a skill you have and figuring out how to share that skill with others and monetize that. It's just really kind of crazy. It's so exciting. I was talking to some people yesterday and I was telling them about that Food That Built America, which is a show on, I don't know, Discovery, I think. That
I think it's History Channel.
Oh, maybe it is a History
Channel.
Yeah,
we watch that too. I like that show.
Yeah, it's just got such great stories of how people have built their businesses. Russ is a real advocate for that podcast. I think How They Built This or How It's Built, something like that. And he gets to hear all those stories too. It just never ceases to amaze me what people do. And they're really interesting stories of their journey that always offer a tidbit or two of what I could be doing differently or how I could do something. And sometimes how I could do a new business, and I have no time for any more businesses. There's just enough on my plate. I don't need any more.
Are you still doing notary?
I haven't, my notary is still there and I still counsel some notaries, mentor some notaries on their business model, but who has time? An interesting thing about that industry, and I think people can see this in other industries as well, is that at the beginning of 2020, when I first opened that, it was in hot demand, obviously, because nobody could go into a title office or nobody could go to the bank and get a notarization. And as more and more people jumped on that opportunity, the fees that the title companies and banks and individuals would pay started to drop. And so this was why teaching business model canvas to notaries and helping them understand how to build their business was so critical, because they were just banking on the fact that they were always going to have a cash cow in this notary stuff. And it was much more complex than that. So I still get requests to go do loan signings, but the fee is about 30 to 40% less than what it was in 2020. And considering that gas prices are higher and cost of living is higher, that the people who are still doing it actively are staying busy, but they're having to work 35 to 40% more to make what they did 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a challenge.
Yeah, I think that industry got really saturated with I don't want to say opportunities, but for people, like, you know, the people who need notaries are like, oh, they're everywhere.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
look at how Uber and DoorDash and the grocery, whatever the other one is, Instacart. Look at how all of that industry just boomed because of the pandemic, and people were making really decent money adapting their businesses or entering an industry like DoorDash or Uber Eats.
Yeah, just to
Excuse me, but they have to consider how that business is going to evolve in the future. And so many of them didn't. They saw a vast majority of both of those industries, I think, saw people jumping in because it was an opportunity, but no either real idea of how it could continue and grow or no desire to. Some just, opportunists. They took advantage of what was there when it was there and now are on to something else. Because there's always something else, right?
There's always something else.
There's always something else.
I know. Funny. Good morning, Don. Don Freed, he said, haha, I need a notary. For you, Don, Rosie might. So
I do. I will never give up my notary commission because I know I always get calls from friends that need it. And I still do the remote notary thing too sometimes, very rarely anymore, but yeah. It's again, it was an industry that blossomed and technology adapted to, as did the states, to adapt to doing those kind of remote notarizations during the pandemic. We all thought that would really take off. How convenient. You don't ever have to leave your house, but it's more costly than going to a UPS store and having a $10 stamp. And even though it's more convenient. So sometimes it's necessary, but it's interesting. And I don't think I didn't close the business. It's just kind of sitting there dormant for the time being.
That's awesome. Well, I was looking at the ECC calendar because they capture so much information, and this week is Toastmasters. They do it every other week. So,
The first and third.
Yeah, and they have a hybrid option. So if you can't actually get in there, which I highly encourage people to go to 1 Million Cups before.
Yep.
And then do a little networking and then hang out with the Toastmasters and at 10:30. And then interesting class. This is JMI. So I'm wondering if it's our friend Shane. How to sell when you hate to sell.
Oh, cool.
And then Daryl has his Young Entrepreneur. All right, is that Daryl? Young Entrepreneurs of America. I'm pretty sure that's his.
I think so.
Well, for sure he's got Entrepreneur Speaks, which is
week?
Wednesday. And franchising, API, local stories, got all kinds of good stuff. Oh, Operation New Uniform is going to be at the ECC next week. They do great stuff for helping transitioning veterans. Lots of good stuff. Always at the ECC. Y'all need to follow them for sure.
Absolutely. I received an email this weekend from Camaraderie Foundation on the American Patriot Gala that's going to be in September. And I
Oh,
was fortunate enough to attend that once. It is really, especially since it's in Central Florida,
mhm.
our friends at Camaraderie are just terrific people and do terrific things. I'm so grateful I get to teach entrepreneurial classes a couple times a year to their people whenever they offer these programs. But the gala is just, it's a who's who in veteran space for all kinds of organizations and that support what they do, what Camaraderie Foundation does. And so if you have, I'll put the link in there. If you have an opportunity to go, sadly, I'm going to be on vacation and not here to attend. Otherwise I
Oh,
would.
yes, sadly. Oh, darn. Rose is
I
gonna be.
was sad. I was sad. I was very sad because while going on vacation is great, I hate that I miss stuff while I'm gone, but yeah, so I'll put the link in because I'd love to see, especially if you're an Action Zone alumni or a board member and you want to attend and represent us, that'd be great because it really is a great way to connect and to see all that they do, and it's just a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, I got a email, military influencer conference. Also, they're taking registrations. It will be in November. I think it is.
Back at Resorts World in Las Vegas.
Yeah. I think it starts the 10th of November through the weekend. It's the week of Veterans Day. I know that much. So we'll put the link of that as well in the chat for those that are able to go. Unfortunately, I'm not able to make it this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. We're gonna have a little case of FOMO, both with the Patriot Gala and with
I know we've been to so many of the mix that it is sad when we don't get to attend.
yeah, because we could just, connect with battle buddies from across the country, all trying to do, the same thing, just be influential in their second life, post service. So
Yeah.
yeah. Well, as always, we are taking applications for Action Zone, of course. The cohort will likely start in October. So secure your seat as soon as possible. We'll have some information sessions coming out for those that are curious and have questions.
Absolutely. Can't wait to get started. This is a longer break than we usually have, and I would say that it makes us antsy, but all we do is come up with new things to do, and new and improved.
Yes, and this next cohort is going to be exposed to something new for Action Zone. We can't announce it yet, but because we are still working out some details, but it's going to be super exciting. It's definitely going to be a game changer for our founders.
Absolutely, absolutely, in ways that even we can't yet imagine. But yeah, I'm excited about it. So stay tuned for that. We'll probably announce it if we even announce it out loud. You won't know unless you're part of the cohort.
That's not a
guessing,
team,
right? That's how you get them to walk in the door, right?
Yeah.
Target and Kmart used to have these mystery specials when you came into the store. You wouldn't know what was on special. Like Kmart had the blue light special that was Target would have something that you didn't know until you got there, and they'd hype it all up. So learn a few lessons from the retail world.
I can remember going through Kmart with my grandmother, and that blue light special would happen, and we would zoom the card over there to see what was the purchasing opportunity.
Yeah. Things are so different these days.
I know, for sure. So, all right, Battle.
Everybody has a great week.
Yeah, it's a full week, but a slow week.
I don't know. My week is not looking very slow, but I'll stay above water. That's for sure. But as always, happy to see everybody. And we'll see you soon.
We will. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a great week.